Hey guys, I'm out here at the dog park, and I figured, like my dad came over, and I was like, hell no. But I just got out. I just want some space overall, and I was just like, I don't know. I just want to. I'm gonna be here a bit because I did tell him I was gonna be watering my godfather's front lawn, but really I just needed some space from him. But yeah, I figured I'd do this because, like, I don't know, why not? I feel like I should, just something to do while I just wait until just um, until, time passes and I'm like allowed to go home. I think I'm just gonna like spend like 70 minutes here. But, my thing is that, I'm sorry. I figured I might as well do this because, like, it'll kill some time, and I don't know. I just kind of want to talk about life. I just want to talk about how things are going, and I just want to talk about how the video's going, and I just want to talk about, just kind of, as well as just kind of like to kind of break the ice, kind of just like, keep, not keep you guys waiting too much as to, like, for the video. But yeah, so I just want to talk about just kind of life right now, because, like, it's just, as you guys know, I've been like really inactive. Well, I'm active right now, but like I'm working on the video, but at the same time, I've just been like kind of inactive for a really long period. And I know I keep saying this. I know I keep saying, like, oh, I'm being inactive, or I'm gonna not make videos for a while. Sorry, I haven't been making videos, and I know you guys are probably tired of that. But I feel like it's been, like, as of right now, it's been like as of more significant because there is a lot I had to go through. There's a lot of healing that I needed to go through. There's a lot of just negativity that I need to, like, flush out. I need to, like, I need a healing, basically. There's just a lot of, like, just really toxic stuff that I need to get out of my life, and there's a lot of toxic stuff that's been affecting my life, and there's just like, yeah, just like life right now hasn't really been treating me the best, and I figured that I just needed to get some stuff out of my life. And one of those things was, I won't go too much into detail, but there's just been someone that's been kind of toxic to me, and I just, like, I'm not gonna name names. I don't want to start anything, but, like, yeah, just like someone just kind of had to go. But as for everything else, I just kind of, I know I keep pulling the same kind of excuse again, but it's just kind of just like, you know, school, college, things like that. It's been a huge drain on my life, especially like this one class that's just like, oh my god, like, it's about race. All right, it's about race. I'm just like, figured I'd just do it for the general ed, the college credits, and oh my god, it's been a nightmare. He is terrible. Like, he's like such a terrible professor. I'm not even kidding. Like, he's probably the worst like professor I've ever had on campus, and like, I straight up went nights without sleep in order to get some assignments done, like some papers. I had to do some, mainly just papers, mainly just research, mainly just like interviews and such. The workload, like, the thing is, I have two of his classes. One is a 200 class and one is a 100 class. Basically, it's like 100 class and 200 class is meant to be like the difference in like difficulty and like, what year you should be taking it, I guess. So a 200 class is meant to be harder than a 100 class, and one of the classes I'm taking is a 100 class, and it makes no sense. Why is it so hard? Why is it so hard? Like, I know a classmate that, like, he just, like, he's taking multiple 200 classes that year while also taking, his 100 class. and like he's passing all the 200 classes, but the 100 class he is failing, and that's like that is how bad of a professor this dude is. His assignments suck, his grading sucks, and the semester's almost over, and I just like we're already at a point where we don't really have to like see him again. So thank God we don't have to show up to his classes anymore. This week is gonna be like the last week of the semester, and I just gotta like grind out some papers, grind out some assignments and exams, and I'll be done. It's summertime, and I'll be more free to work on my videos. I definitely have a lot of plans coming up. One of those things I will reveal in the next video. At the end of the next video, I have something planned. I have something for the community. I'll just say that much. I don't want to spoil it, but yeah. I also have some videos planned, and hopefully that thing that I have planned for the community will help bring me the people I need. I also have something really huge. Among those things I have planned, one of them is going to be very big, and it is something that I have been wanting to do for a while. It's purely just going to be a passion project for a series that I very, very love. And like, yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I know it's really not going to be the best for the algorithm. I know it's probably going to get copyright struck or something. But I have been wanting to do it for a very long time. Whether or not I'm going to be purely focusing on it, or whether or not I'm going to blend it in with like normal content or Jujutsu Kaisen skits for how long it goes on. I don't even know if it's going to get past like a few episodes, but yeah, that is something I have planned. It's really big, and it's something I've been wanting to do more so than any Jujutsu Kaisen skit. But yeah, I hope you guys are looking forward to that. Now that we've kind of just like shifted towards, you know, my my channel, before we get to my channel, I also just like kind of want to talk about like how like things are just going like kind of just romantically. Now this is gonna sound like kind of like incel-ish, and I'm really sorry, but at the same time, it's like I've been struggling. Like I said, it's been a very low point in my life, and I just really want to talk about kind of just like I kind of like was just searching for a partner to cope, because this is gonna sound like kind of pathetic, I know, but like you can make fun of me all you want, but like I never really had a girlfriend. I never really had a romantic partner in my life, and it's just like kind of just I didn't really feel like this person was I thought people were cute, but like I never really had someone I could really call like a romantic partner. I think the closest to that was someone I know pretty well, and I worked on a lot of videos with her, but I would say it only lasted for like a few months. And would I say that it was like a relationship? Not really. It's more like I don't want to say it without getting like exactly TMI, but like pretty weird way to like say we were together. But yeah, with as of right now, it's definitely been kind of just I've been struggling to like just make myself happy. I kind of like relied too much on, you know, others making me happy, seeking for their validation, and I kind of realized that, you know, I need to love myself. See, like I mentioned, like hanging out with someone that I feel has definitely been really toxic towards me, and I feel like I just like, long story short, they made me hate myself for a lot, like a lot. They made me like, even I don't know if it was intentionally or unintentionally. And again, I'm not gonna name names. This isn't like, please, like, don't go after anyone over this. But they have made me hate myself for a long time, whether intentionally or unintentionally. I can tell this is really, really toxic for me. And I'm not gonna go too much into detail, but that I basically had to separate myself from that toxic person. And I'm working on it. I'm working on loving myself more. I'm working on just like working towards making myself happy. And thing is, that's basically like, that's the problem. I tried, just like, I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but like, I have tried, seeking partners. I've like just desperately wanted to date someone, anyone, and it's like, I come to realize that just wouldn't make me happy. That wouldn't make any of us happy. That wouldn't make neither of us happy. And honestly, if you can't make yourself happy, if you can't, love yourself, if you are not the priority for making yourself happy, then just like, it's just not going to go well at all. Like, the relationship is just not going to go well. And mainly because just imagine like that imagine like dating someone who cannot make themselves happy, and they constantly need you. Like, that's really just like, that's just toxic for you. And I know, because like, do keep in mind, like, there's nothing weird going on, at least I think, but like, my mom is also kind of like that. I had to live at her house for like a few months last semester, and it was pure hell. It was absolute hell. There were 4 dogs. They were constantly barking. Like this was around the time when I made the, oh, I swear, like the Yuji and Megumi meme, where they're like, oh, we swear we won't jump you, and it got like 200k views somehow. And plus the fact that the mere fact that I'm living with others, like, I mostly want to live by myself, pretty much, because like, if I live with others, it feels so cramped. Like, it feels so cramped. Like, I tend to just like I tend to want to just walk around the house, and like walk around the house, do these like, fun little moves, like spin, twirl, things like that. And I don't know, it's just like an urge I have, but it just feels free, like, I just want to walk in the hallway, listen to music and stuff like that. I just want to move around. And living with my mom and stepmom was really just like, I felt so cramped. I basically had to stay in my room and just walk into the kitchen occasionally. And even then, I was kind of scared of like them walking in on me and being like, "What are you doing?" And the shower sucked. Like, it's a shower that like doesn't stay, like, it gets cold. All right, it starts hot, but it gets cold no matter how much you crank the lever or whatever. Like, like, no matter how much you crank it, it's gonna like get cold, and that's just not fun. Even if you make it out before it gets cold, it is so freezing when you hop out. It's so cold when you hop out. It's so, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. The shower at my house just hits a lot more different. Not to mention, there's just barely any time when I had the house to myself. Like, they promised I would have time to myself, and like, I only had time for myself for like an hour, and like, I didn't want to like I like by the time I only had like when I got home, I only had that house to myself for like an hour before like my stepmom came in, and I basically just had no privacy. Well, I had privacy. It's just, like the house to myself sort of feel. And I like that's the thing. My thing is I'll have time to record my lines. I'll have time to record stuff in my videos. I'll have time to do stuff privately and without them overhearing me. And the thing is, like that hour I have when I get home, I'm just exhausted. See, like college is exhausting. Like even when I'm not doing anything, it's just exhausting. Like I'm just like sitting. You have to go there, sit in a lecture, and like just I don't know, man. Like drive there, sit in a lecture, go to the next lecture where you do nothing, and you're just like it's still just exhausting. Like it's just like you. I don't know. It depends on the class, but you do kind of like have to pay attention, I guess. But yeah, I like my first instinct when I get home is just to lay down because college is exhausting. And so I don't like the only time I can really like have the energy to record my lines, and when like if they most likely won't hear it is when my mom and my stepmom were asleep, and like that just like also just kind of put me on a that just also just kind of made me nervous because like what if I wake him up? It's pretty much the ideal time for me to like record my lines back then because everyone's asleep, the dogs are asleep, and I just like even then there's just that fear gnawing at me while I record my lines. Like I can't do any yelling first of all, and I can't do any yelling, and I can't just be too loud. And even then, there's just that anxiety of me waking someone up, which sucks. And oh wait, yeah, there was another one. I couldn't feed my cat. I couldn't see my cat, and I had to rely on my dad to drive back and forth, back and forth, back and forth to be able to feed him. And I just thought, what was the point? Why did we adopt this cat if I can't see him? Why did we adopt this cat if it just becomes a chore to just keep him alive? Like I love him. He's practically my son, and I'm just like, what the hell? Why can't I see him? Why do I have to spend time at this house? Like why has feeding him become a chore rather than like something I want to do for him, or rather something I just want to, just like I just want to be there for him. He's not just some chore to keep alive. He's a member of the family pretty much. I want to keep him alive. He's practically my son. Right? He's practically my son. So yeah. And it's kind of ironic that I'm talking about cats at a dog park, but still. Going back to the main reason why I left my mom's house. It was incredibly toxic. Not just for like the reasons I stated, but also my mom is honestly not the best person. I think I made a community post saying talking about it, but like the main reason why I kind of left that house is because my mom is just really toxic. But yeah, I'll put a little timestamp if you guys want to skip this part, and if it makes you uncomfortable. It was my birthday. It was my birthday. I turned 20, and I was living at her house at the time. During that time, my stepmom's mom, or my step-grandma, was also living in the house. And my mom didn't want her in the house for reasons I don't exactly know. The closest thing I have to a reason is basically just she was just a freeloader. The closest reason I got was that she was a freeloader and that she was just like spending time in the house. And we just got back celebrating. We went to a buffet. We went to eat. We also spent some time at mom's house, eating cake and things like that. And as I was laying in the bed that night, after we just finished celebrating, step grandma was I overheard mom talking to stepmom over what step grandma is doing here. And as soon as like she stopped, step grandma stepped out of the living room. I overheard all of this. I didn't see any of it. My step grandma stepped out of her room. She went to the living room and she was smoking. My mom walked out of the room and she saw grandma smoking. And she screamed at her. She was furious. Alright? Like, she basically just kicked her out of the house. She was like, she called her a freeloader. She was just like, I don't really say, when people argue in front of me, I don't say they screamed at each other often. So, like, that's how you know she was absolutely furious with her. She was legit screaming at her. Yeah, she was like screaming at her, and like, thing is, she moved out the day after. And I straight up tried to get out of the house that night to quote unquote give them space to talk it out, which is like I don't know, man. I had this thing back then where I just like I tried to like make it so like it wasn't as toxic as it blatantly was. But yeah, I basically just like mainly did it to escape that horror house for at least a night. And as soon as I was about to leave, my mom was like, she asked me not to go. And I'm like, why? Why? Like, why the hell should I stay after that? That's just like, why? That's so, like, obviously, like, I figured, like, oh, they need space. But mainly, like, I don't know, man. Like, I had family members argue in front of each other all the time growing up. And I just thought, like, am I the crazy one for thinking this blatantly makes me feel uncomfortable? This, like, makes me feel so goddamn uncomfortable. And I just, like, am I the crazy one? Am I the crazy one for feeling unsafe in my own house? Like, is this something that every parent does? I'm just scared. It scares me. And I'm just like, it makes me so uncomfortable that I just want to leave. And she comes out as I was about to get in the car. And she was like, don't go. She didn't want me to go. And I'm like, why would I stay? I didn't right out say I felt uncomfortable. I just told her, oh yeah, I just figured you guys needed space. And she was like, I don't know. She apologized. And she desperately wanted me to stay. And I'm like, why? Why do you want me to stay? Because, like, I'm only going to be sleeping in a room. We're all trying to go to sleep. What more do you want from me? And I just thought that's kind of creepy. Because, like, why do you want me to sleep at your house when you're not going to be talking to me? I don't know, man. It's just... even after I offered to give them space. So, yeah, I spent the night over that night. As I was sitting in my room, after the dust settled, and she came into my room, and she was like, do you think I'm a bad mother? And let me just say, if you're planning to be a parent, don't ever, ever say that to your child. Ever. Don't ever say that to your child. Ever. Because that puts so much weight on them. Like, do you, like, it's like, it's basically the question, like, should you tell her should you tell them how you really feel, or should you tell them, what they want to hear? Should you tell them, what you should be like? What answer will lead to, her not yelling at you or making her upset at you? But yeah, like, if you're a parent, do not ever seek affirmation of your children. If you feel like you have to do that, you probably need to do better. All right, if you want to know if you're a good parent or not, talk to other parents, talk to your friends, talk to people of your age group without the whole power dynamic, because that kind of question you are not going to get from your child, at least the very least, honestly. And the fact that this all happened on my birthday was just not fun. All right, that was just not fun. She knew it was on my birthday. She knew I was away. She must think I'm 5. All right, she must think I'm deaf, because I can hear a lot. I can hear stuff. I can hear you from another room. I know this sounds pretty insane to you, but I can hear people talk from across the room if the house is quiet. All right, that's the thing. I can overhear. That's another problem that I have with the house. I could overhear mom and stepmom arguing, and I can tell you, it's not a healthy relationship. It really isn't. Every time, I just wonder when they're gonna divorce. It's I've been thinking, on numerous occasions, oh, they're probably gonna divorce soon, and they're still together. Honestly, that's just that is not a healthy relationship, in my opinion. But that's just me. But going back to the main point, my mom is just overall very toxic, very manipulative. It got to the point where this all boiled up. All the arguments with stepmom, the dogs, the shower, the inconvenience of making videos. It just all boiled up, and I realized I can't be here anymore. I can't. This is a toxic household. It is holding me back. I need to get out. Okay, and I tried wording it in the best way possible. I didn't bring up the toxicity. I didn't bring up the arguments. I didn't bring up the flaws of mom as a person. And I just told her, oh, this is just kind of holding me back. I feel like if I were at home, I would have a lot more freedom, and I would also be able to feed my cat. And she's like, okay, spend the next few days here, and then if you want to go, I'll let you go. Which is kind of weird, because I already had months to think about it. But sure, if I guess I need a few more days to reconsider. And then I spent the week there, and I, unsurprisingly, still wanted to move out. And I brought it up. I started moving my stuff. She basically just had a meltdown right in front of me. She was just begging for me not to go. And even after we negotiated, all right? We negotiated. We had to negotiate. And I had to settle on me showing up 3 days a week. I had to spend 2 nights there so I can get to my classes on time, and plus an extra one where I at the very least had to have dinner because I didn't have class the next day. If that was the only option for me to go to my house and work on my videos, then I had to take it. All right? I'm sorry. This was just this was very inconsiderate of my mom. Very inconsiderate of her, and it was very selfish, because I don't know. Why am I not allowed to go to my own house? Why am I not allowed to go where I want? Why do I constantly just have to be here? And then I realized that she is emotionally dependent on me. Very emotionally dependent on me. She was, like I said, she was begging for me not to go. And she later told me that she was a happy person with me around. And that terrified me because you are very obviously not a happy person from what I can tell. You are not a happy person. And I, especially, am not a happy person with you. Not only that, like, I'm basically, like, you know how much pressure that puts on a kid? Like, that is like gaslighting and emotional manipulation to the highest degree. Because this goes back to the point I was trying to make when it comes to dating. You cannot be emotionally dependent on someone, especially your own family. Like, let alone a potential romantic partner. Because that just, like, you need to make yourself happy, or else just your partner is going to be a toxic relationship if you are emotionally dependent on another person. And my thing is, I sadly still have to go to my mom's. I have to go there every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Sunday and Tuesday I spend the night so I can get to my classes on time, and Thursday I don't have class the next day, so I just like kind of dip, and I do get scared. Enough about all that. Like I said, the moral of the story is just like, you need to make yourself happy. You need to be a happy person if you want, at the very least, a romantic partner. And that's basically what I'm trying to achieve right now. I'm basically just trying to heal. I'm basically just trying to sever as much toxic things in my life, surround myself with better people, and overall I'm just trying to heal. I'm just trying to practice self-love a lot more. And I thank you guys for just being there, for just like patiently waiting for my videos, patiently just kind of accepting my stuff. And yeah, I know I promised I would talk about my channel. So yeah, due to all that, I have been inactive, and I do want to apologize. I know I kept you guys waiting a long time. I promised a video like around spring break, like almost 2 months ago. I promised a new video, and I just haven't gotten to it. Mainly I'm just like kind of scared of editing, but I swear to you guys, progress has been made towards that video. We've gotten mostly all the voice lines done. I do need the voices of another voice actor. I talked with him, and he said that he would get the lines to me by the weekend of that week, and weeks later I still don't have the voice lines. So when I get to when I need his voice lines, which is towards the end of the video, I will DM him, which I guess would halt the progress of the video. And again, I do want to apologize for that. Yeah, progress of the video is I made a community post with like a picture of making me sleeping in a video editor, and I do want to clarify that I think I got a good chunk. I basically have like almost a minute of footage edited at this point, and I think I'm still around like the beginning of the script, and I do want to, now that summer's rolling in, I will have a lot more time to work on the video, and that is good news. And I feel like me overcoming all of this to edit my video is kind of funny and at the same time kind of pathetic, but like, I'm glad I was able to do it. I'm glad I was able to just like beat my self-hatred and work on the video, and I feel really happy. But yeah, efforts have been made towards the video. We got a good chunk of the video edited. We got mostly all the voice lines. I'm still waiting on one person to do the voice lines, which I'm gonna be honest, shouldn't really be that difficult for him. It's only like a few lines, but yeah. Progress is being made. I just a little longer, guys. I'm sorry. Just keep waiting. Sorry to keep you guys waiting after all this time, but like I swear to you, more progress has been made within like the past few weeks, compared to like the past few months, so should come out probably this month. If nothing goes wrong, and if I have a pretty clear schedule of what I'm doing, it should come out this month. And again, I have stuff planned for the community, so can't wait to get to that. I know I keep apologizing for, a lack of videos, like every time I have this depression arc, but I swear, it's like, I genuinely hope that I am able to just overcome a lot of the future difficulties, as well as just like be more willing to edit videos, because I do have videos planned after this one. I have a skit, I have something else, maybe another skit, and then I have that big passion project I mentioned earlier. Oh yeah, my brother, Ryan, rebranded his channel to Vova Inc. And do go check it out. He makes videos with me. I'm on his channel. I voice Yuji for his channel. And he's still got some videos planned. He has like numerous Jujutsu Kaisen skits planned. Like he made a skit involving Megumi and Yuji, which I was on, and didn't do so well. But he recently uploaded a skit involving Toji being in heaven, and it was great. It's a great video. Do check it out. It popped the hell off, and now he's past 6,000 subs, and that just motivates me to get my grind on. Be more consistent in my video making, especially since I should be a lot less busy with summer rolling in, summer break. And yeah, congrats to my brother. You are now on the road to 10K. And I think like this is gonna be a dramatic shift, but now that I don't really know what much more to talk about, I think just like I want to talk about like the overall point of this video, which is basically just I don't really have much time before I'm able to leave and just go back home, give Dad the car, and just have him go. But the main point of this video, I guess, is just love yourself no matter what. I feel like it's kind of been a huge problem with my life, just like struggling to love myself. I think a lot of people just like don't really know. I get the struggle, but like a lot of people don't really know how valuable they are. A lot of people don't really know how good of a person they are. And a lot of people don't know, the value they bring to the world, and they don't really know. And it's really hard to see, because when you're stuck with yourself, you're just like, you tend to focus on the bads more than the goods. You're comfortable with yourself to the point that, like, at least for me, but like you tend to see like more of the flaws in yourself than the goods. A lot of those flaws aren't even an issue to most people. But I feel like toxicity has a lot to do with self-hatred. I know, because there was like, my toxic friends, there was my toxic mom that sometimes made me think maybe I'm just the bad son. There's just social media in general. I feel like social media also was a huge part in my self-hatred. That's just gonna happen regardless. Toxic people are just gonna be toxic no matter what. They could change. I believe in people changing. I believe in having a Thorfinn arc. Read Vinland Saga, by the way, it's absolute peak. But yeah, I feel like no matter who you are or what you are, self-love is just like a very important skill to learn. It is very just love yourself, alright? Love yourself, because like, especially since like I struggle with self-love, because like not much of my family was able to provide it for me. That's another thing. Like, and I feel like another reason I'm so lonely, or another reason why I feel like I'm alone despite having so many people online, is because like a lot of my friends who genuinely care about me are either out of state, they're going to other colleges, and I'm just kind of just stuck with my family who doesn't I don't feel like they love me. I don't feel like they see me, and I don't feel like they genuinely see me. They just kind of see someone to appease or just like take care of. Like, I know that they care about me, and I really think a lot of parents need to understand this, that just because you care for someone doesn't mean you love them. All right, like there's like because I feel like I saw this one line in a book called All About Love, and I still stick to this day. It's, I felt cared for, but I never felt loved. You know, I felt cared for, but I never felt loved by my family. You know, you know the deal with my mom. The whole reason I'm here is because of my dad. You know, like my dad came home because my stepmom or the person he's dating is out at a concert, which I don't know why she didn't invite my dad, but whatever. I really need the space. But he came over, he wanted to move some stuff, and after a certain phone call with him, I'm just like not comfortable around him right now. I need space from him. Like, he's a very insecure person, and I feel like he needs to just, I feel like he's too nice. And I think that leads to him overstepping boundaries. He doesn't know boundaries that well. He often comes in my room without knocking and thinking just to do chores. And I have to live with that. And I find that very annoying. And he's the type of person that you would talk to and say like, oh damn, we need banana bread. And he would straight up say like, okay, I'm going to the store right now to get banana bread. I'll be like 15 minutes. And like, no, don't, no. All I said was like, oh, we could really use some banana bread. I didn't literally tell you to go to the store right now. What the hell is wrong with you? Like, why are you so desperate to do something nice? And I don't know, it just feels like he really doesn't understand boundaries. He's too nice on that front. And I feel like that comes from a really big root of insecurity. There's also my sister, who I feel is kind of unempathetic towards me. I told her about my situation with my mom, about living with her, and she's just like, you know, that's something you need to talk with her. That's something, like, have you talked with her? Have you, like, you know, talked about her behavior? And I'm like, I feel like if I do that, she will yell at me. She will think that I think that she's evil. She's pretty evil, but, like, not inherently. I know that she cares for me, but she is a very toxic person. And I feel like if I bring this up, she will only make matters worse. She will call me names, and she will just overall be more toxic to me. And I feel like that fear is just something you don't understand. I didn't actually bring that up because I didn't really know what to say to her. But she was okay. I guess she's right. You know, even if she's right, it still feels kind of like unempathetic towards my situation. You know, I was verbally abused. I was basically verbally abused, manipulated, and she's like, oh, well, that's something you need to bring up with her. And her just saying that instead of just like not feeling anything for me specifically, like my deal with her is that like a simple I'm sorry you went through that wouldn't kill you. Is all I'm saying. Like, I appreciate the advice, but it feels like you're being very unempathetic towards me. And I don't know if this stems from something I did in the past. I don't know if this stems from something, you know, I said. And if it is, I'm sorry. And I want to move past that. But please, we are siblings. We are grown adults. We should be out for each other. And it feels like you're not being out for me. But that's just me. I don't know. Like, I feel like you should, as a sibling, you should feel more empathy towards me. And I feel like you're not. So, that's my situation. My family makes me feel very lonely because they don't see me. They don't see me. One is too nice, one is too manipulative, and one is too unempathetic. And I feel like they don't see me. And I feel very alone, even when I'm constantly going to family events, even when I'm constantly talking with them. I feel alone. And it really sucks because, like, the only people I'm comfortable talking to with are people online. And that especially didn't really help with me loving myself. Because being surrounded by good people can definitely build up your self-confidence. And I'm not surrounded by good people. I feel like self-love is especially a skill you have to learn when you don't really have much people to talk to or don't have much people to hang out with. But you can definitely still learn to love yourself even when you're by yourself, even when you're alone. Even when you're, in solitude. So the main moral of this video, main moral of the story of just me yapping at a dog park, talking about life, talking about my channel, talking about my friend's channel, talking about my situation, and the reason why I've been so inactive, and the reason why, I am the way I am, is to just love yourself, no matter what. And if you have problems that you genuinely feel like, oh, you are a bad person, and you have experience with people saying you need to work on this, you need to work on yourself, then yeah, do work on yourself. But that doesn't mean you should hate yourself. Everyone can change. And the fact that you are willing to look at yourself, see what you're doing is wrong, acknowledge it, and strive to be better, even acknowledge the fact that you want to be better, is proof enough that you deserve to love yourself. If you see that you are a toxic person, then yes, acknowledge it, move on, and learn to love yourself, because people can change. I genuinely believe people can change. Just love yourself. Change and love yourself. It's basically the moral of the story. So I've yapped on for long enough. I'm gonna edit out this audio because I did space out quite a bit. I did space out because, I don't know, because my brain tends to do that. I'm not really the best yapper or the best speaker when I'm just left to my own devices, I'm basically just talking to myself. And when I talk to myself, I'm not that consistent. But it's not going to be that organized either, because I didn't go from one point to drastically change to another, and that next point ended up being 30 minutes long. But yeah, this is basically just me yapping, me just talking about life, to myself, and I might as well just upload it to just kind of break the ice, But yeah, thanks guys for listening. I hope this is enough to kind of break the ice between me editing my video and just killing time, putting something in in between the wait for the next video, which is still in progress. It's being edited on right now. No, not right now. Right now I'm out in the park and not behind my computer, but you get what I mean. It has definitely seen more progress than it has within the last few months, and I am really excited to share it. So thank you guys for your patience. Thank you guys for listening. And yeah, this is Mystery Flavor, and I am signing off. So yeah, love y'all. Love yourself.